Every new project starts at the same fork in the road. You need a database, and two names come up more than any other. On one side, Postgres, the relational classic, tables, rows, and strict structure, and today the most used database on Earth. On the other, MongoDB, the document database that stores your data as flexible, JSON-like objects you can shape however you like. And here is the thing, the question is almost never which one is better. It is which one fits what you are actually building. It all comes down to shape. Take the exact same data. PostgreSQL wants it as a tidy table of rows and columns. MongoDB wants it as one self-contained document. In Postgres, you define the table first. Every column has a type, and every row has to obey it. You insert a row, and the structure is guaranteed, clean and predictable. In MongoDB, you just store the object, nested fields, arrays and all, straight into a collection. There is no table to define up front. The data carries its own shape. That is the first real split, schema. Postgres enforces it. Send a row that breaks the rules, and it is rejected. MongoDB stays relaxed. Two documents in the same collection can look completely different. You even ask for your data differently. Postgres speaks SQL, declarative queries that can join across many tables at once. MongoDB gives you methods like find and aggregate that run over your documents. And they grow in opposite directions. Postgres scales up. You give one server more power. MongoDB scales out. It shards your data across a whole fleet of servers automatically. Now, reliability. Postgres has always been fully ACID. Every transaction is all or nothing, so your money never vanishes mid-transfer. People used to say Mongo could not do that. Not anymore. It has had multi-document transactions since version 4, back in 2018. Relationships are handled differently, though. Postgres links tables with foreign keys and joins them on the fly. MongoDB usually embeds the related data right inside the document, so everything you need is in one place. And aggregation is Mongo's power move. Your documents flow through a pipeline of stages, match the ones you want, group them, sort the result. It is how MongoDB does its heavy analytical lifting. But here is where it gets interesting. Postgres can store documents too. Its JSONB type handles JSON natively, indexed, and fully queryable. The line between the two is genuinely blurring. So which is faster? It depends entirely on the access pattern. Reading one rich document in a single hit, Mongo flies. Complex queries that join lots of tables, Postgres and its query planner pull ahead, and both keep getting faster. MongoDB 8, released in 2024, landed 36% faster reads, 56% faster bulk inserts, and 60% faster time series queries. PostgreSQL 18, out in September 2025, shipped a brand new asynchronous input-output engine, faster index scans, and native support for UUID version 7. Postgres has one more trick. Extensions. Add PostGIS for maps, TimescaleDB for time series, pgvector for AI. One database that reshapes itself into many. Speaking of AI, both are ready for it. Postgres stores embeddings with pgvector. MongoDB has built-in vector search, and even bought Voyage AI to power it. Your database is now part of your AI stack. So when should you reach for Postgres? When your data is structured and deeply related, when you need complex queries, reporting, or analytics, and when correctness matters above all, payments, finance, anything that has to be exactly right every single time. And MongoDB, when your data is naturally document-shaped, when the schema keeps evolving and you want to move fast without migrations, and when you need to scale writes horizontally across a fleet, catalogs, events, real-time feeds, there is a quieter difference too, licensing. Postgres uses a permissive MIT-style license, fully open. MongoDB's Community Edition uses the SSPL, which restricts offering it as a hosted service. It only bites if you plan to resell the database itself, but it is worth knowing. So where do they stand today? On DB engines, Postgres recently passed Mongo to become the world's fourth most popular database. MongoDB sits right behind it at number 5, still comfortably ahead of the rest of the NoSQL pack, and developers have voted with their keyboards. In Stack Overflow's 2025 survey, 56% of all developers used Postgres, the top spot 4 years running. MongoDB came in at 24%. The ecosystems differ in flavor. Almost every platform offers managed Postgres, Supabase, Neon, Amazon RDS, and more. MongoDB's crown jewel is Atlas, its own polished, fully managed cloud. Step back, and the surprising truth is they are converging. Mongo added transactions, Postgres added documents. For a huge range of apps, either one will genuinely do the job well. So choose deliberately, because switching later really hurts. The Guardian famously spent months migrating off MongoDB and onto Postgres. Database migrations are never free. Honestly, the best tiebreaker is often your team. Pick the one your developers already know cold. A database you operate with confidence beats the theoretically perfect one you do not, and it is not even always either or. Plenty of companies run both. Postgres for the core records, MongoDB for the flexible, fast-moving parts, the right tool for each job. So here is the honest verdict. Default to Postgres, it is the versatile, safe bet that grows with you. Reach for MongoDB when your data is document-shaped and your scale is horizontal. There is no wrong answer here, only the right fit. That is the whole map. Relational versus document, structure versus flexibility, scale up versus scale out. Pick the shape that matches your data and go build. If this finally made the choice clear, subscribe. Cloud Codes takes apart one system like this every single week. Build, solve, deploy. And I'll see you in the next one.